Are you kidding? It's Heavenly album covers. And here we have an album by Darrell and Pat. And the name of the album is No Limit with God. And Darrell and Pat look like they're married, but they weren't married. That's Darrell McClendon and Pat Tharp. They each were married to other people, and they had families of their own. But they look married, but they sing together. And there's Darrell and Pat from Oklahoma. And they're standing in a little forest with some trees. There's some water. They're both dressed very nicely. Darrell has a kind of a heavy knit leisure suit of some sort on, and the lettering is kind of gothic here. No Limit with God. This is on Benson Sound recordings. Benson Sound was a big outfit. They put out a lot of records, and this cover photo was produced by a company called Reflections. And somehow that Reflections was a part of Benson Sound Productions. So this is Darrell and Pat and their album No Limit with God. And this is another album by Darrell and Pat. This one's called There's Something in the Air. And again, we have the Benson Records logo down here. We have Darrell and Pat. Nice lettering. And Darrell and Pat look like they're standing in front of a fireplace, but they're not looking at each other, and they're not looking at the camera. They're kind of looking off in the distance here. Got a couple of illustrations of roses. It's a very white album. My copy has a bunch of smudges on it, so that's their album. There's Something in the Air, Darrell and Pat. Let's take a quick close-up of Darrell and Pat. There they are. Darrell has a green tie on. And let's get a close-up of the first cover, because they're good-looking people. And here comes Darrell and Pat. Right there. Both handsome people, probably very good singers. I haven't listened to these albums yet.